So I'm going to do something a little bit different for this review. I'll do non-spoilers for a few minutes, and then I will give a quick warning and actually go into spoiler talk. This way, everybody wins. So Blumhouse made a deal with Amazon Prime to release 6 horror movies over the next few months. The Lie is the first of which that I'm going to be reviewing today. The Lie asks a very intriguing question. How far would you go as a parent to protect your child or even cover for your child? I'm sure some parents would go to great lengths to do both. But what if you thought your child did something really horrible? How would you react? I don't have kids, but I have to admit there's a certain line that they just wouldn't be able to cross. There's just certain things that I can't overlook. But people do crazy things when they're desperate, and that's pretty much what this movie's about. The film follows 2 parents, played by Mariel Enos and Peter Sarsgaard, who have to cover for their daughter Kayla after she confesses to killing her best friend. I think the film does a really good job at keeping the viewer off balance. You're forced to question things consistently throughout the course of the film. They like to throw you a lot of contradictions, whether it be plot points, dialogue, or character actions. It just makes you think twice before you presume to know everything that's going on. I will say this, people are going to go into it expecting a horror movie because that's kind of how it's been advertised, especially being part of the Blumhouse Amazon Prime horror releases. But I wouldn't classify it as horror. It's much more like a psychological thriller or a drama. I'd say its tone is closer to the movie Prisoners more than anything else. Which, if you haven't seen Prisoners, you should definitely go check that out. But as far as The Lie goes, there's moments of genuine tension in this movie. Mostly due to the uncertainty of the situation. You're not really sure what the end game is to this story because they're constantly throwing different perspectives at you. I thought the film moved at a really good pace and never really drags. I thought all the actors and actresses did really well. Joey King, who plays the daughter who confesses to murdering her best friend, does a really good job creating further uncertainty about her character, using her performance. She just doesn't seem like she's capable of this at first glance. But then you see her as being unstable in other scenes, and you gradually just start to accept it. I have to give props to the parents as well, because through the course of the film, they just become progressively unhinged. Given the circumstances, you can understand why. Obviously, no spoilers for this section, but this is a movie that throws curveballs at you. And these twists don't really hurt the movie either. They're all believable twists and conclusions. I may have went into this with very low expectations, so that's why I kind of enjoyed it. But I'd recommend The Lie to anyone who enjoys psychological murder mystery type movies. Movies that will show you the ugly side of everyday characters when they're faced with difficult situations. Again, it asks questions like what exactly are people capable of in order to get what they want. I'm going to be moving into the spoiler talk section of the review now, so if you haven't seen it yet, this is probably a good time to check out. But come back later after you watch it and we'll discuss things further. So this is your final warning. You still here? Okay, so from the very moment that Kayla is presumed to have killed her best friend, I had it in the back of my mind, and I'm not tooting my own horn here, that she wasn't actually dead. However, as I said in the spoiler-free section, the film does a really good job of making me question that conclusion that I reached. So the fact that Brittany is not dead in the twist ending, it's still satisfying to me because I had doubt throughout the course of the film. This is one rare instance where I kind of had a feeling about where the film was going, and it didn't necessarily ruin it for me. That's saying a lot. And Kayla, played by Joey King, is obviously the linchpin of that uncertainty. There's scenes where she's completely normal, and there's scenes where she's unstable. You think to yourself, oh, she's just crazy, because there's moments where she's showing no remorse, and then the very next moment, she's flipping out on someone. So throughout the course, it looks like it's possible that she could have killed someone. But when the lie is exposed, you see that she definitely is unstable, but in those moments where she was acting normal, it was because she was lying the whole time. So it all makes sense, because nothing actually happened. And just the fact that she is unstable kind of lends itself to her going along with this very disturbing joke. The film is constantly playing with your expectations by using an emotionally unstable character. And that was just really well done. And then you have the parent characters who are contributing to this because they're convinced that their daughter isn't necessarily capable of this, but for the most part, they still believe she did it. So how are we as the audience not supposed to believe she did it? I mean, when they go to great lengths to cover this up, they lie to police, they try to plant evidence, they try to pin the murder on an innocent person. Their actions lead the audience in an uncertain direction as well. And then when the mother resorts to running over Brittany's father and basically watching him die all in an effort to protect her daughter, you have no choice really but to buy into that story. There's moments throughout the film where they actually insinuate what's going on, But at the time, I'm not really taking them that way because you're just having a lot of different things thrown at you at once. But this is definitely one of those movies where you'll notice different things on repeated viewings. I mean, the daughters lie, the parents lie to protect the daughters lie, the parents lie to protect their own lies. The web of lies is so big by the end of the film that you're not even sure that when the cops do show up, whether they're actually going to get caught or not. The movie kind of makes it seem like they're going to be caught and that they're having their one last moment of embrace, but there was presumably no witnesses. They cleaned the evidence. By the way, to see the mom go from smart businesswoman to so unstable that she's willing to murder someone, that's a pretty crazy fall from grace. You would think the dad is capable of that, but not necessarily the mom. Again, it's playing with your expectations. Kayla talks about how she was keeping up with the lie because she saw it as bringing her parents closer and closer together. But as their parents, I would still have to be pretty infuriated with her knowing what they did in order to protect her. I guess they were just kind of relieved at the end of the film because she's no longer in danger of going to jail, even though they might be. But even if they go to jail, the daughter's life is still going to be fucked up no matter what. I didn't expect to have this much to talk about, but I thought this was a pretty smart psychological thriller. I had low expectations and it surprised me. I enjoyed it and I recommend you giving it a look if you have the opportunity. Did you watch The Lie? Let me know what you thought about it in the comments down below. As always, please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, and I'll see you next time right here on Real Shift. Thanks for watching. Peace out.